complaining like it's the end of the fucking world, right? Like we sitting complaining, crying out of everything that I just said that we've been through as a people. We talk about we can't get through this. We talking about this gonna be the thing that tumble us over. This. Enslaved people in this country for over 500 years, and this is gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back. This is gonna be the one. That's what we saying to ourselves every single day. Every time I hear somebody talk about, well, y'all better get ready. Y'all know this man in office. Y'all better start do this and do that. All this fear-mongering. Nat Turner wouldn't trade places with you today. Fred Hampton wouldn't trade places with you today.
What's good, people? Is fear our downfall? So I came across this gentleman. It's called The New Era Detroit. And we're going to actually review the video together. I am going to talk about it. With that being said, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I kind of listened to some of it. I haven't listened to it all the way through, so I will be stopping here and there, just kind of giving my 2 cents. But just something, I want to see how the people felt about it. So let's see here.
With Donald Trump, and I hear all these people complaining like it's the end of the fucking world, right? Like we sitting complaining, crying out of everything that I just said that we've been through as a people. We talk about we can't get through this. We talking about this gonna be the thing that tumble us over. This. Enslaved people in this country for over 500 years, and this is gonna be the straw that broke the camel's back. This gonna be.
So as you can see, he's starting off with, the old remedy. Even though I don't agree with what he's saying in the beginning part, because I'm a big component of let's not live in the past, let's live in the present. With that being said, I feel like we as African Americans especially focus so much on what our ancestors did, so much on what slavery did, that we have not moved forward. We're still stuck in a PTSD stage, which didn't even affect us though. Like, that's what's very unique to me. I never seen people who grew up in the 1980s and beyond, and they're still being held back by what happened years ago. And I used to always tell people, for every time somebody bring up slavery, tell me one thing that Black people created or that they did positive, and I guarantee you our positive would outweigh the negative. And I always taught that to my daughter, is that when people bring up all these negative things about slavery and what we've been through, the Jim Crow, affirmative act, give them something positive that we did for every negative. Because we've done a lot of positive. I think we have moved very far from the years of slavery. And again, if you watch my previous videos, I talk about the Willie Lynch story. He talks about this. He talks about the separation, the fear, the isolation. That's what we as African Americans need to understand, is that this is to our own detriment. We need to get out of our own way and understand that, hey, if I don't like something, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to start at a grassroots level. And I always told people that I've been a big grassroots person. One of my goals, I won't talk about on here because you shouldn't tell people everything, but if I ever get into a position where I can start grassroots, I know exactly how I would do that. So
Be the one. That's what we saying to ourselves every single day. Every time I hear somebody talk about, well, y'all better get ready. Y'all know this man in office. Y'all better start do this and do that. All this fear-mongering. Nat Turner wouldn't trade places with you today. Fred Hampton wouldn't trade places with you today. Harriet Tubman wouldn't trade places with you about like we can't overcome anything. It ain't nothing they put in front of us that we ain't been able to go straight through. Not a single thing. How dare we sit up here and act like we ain't got the moxie to fight through this when our ancestors done lost their lives for something way worse. I'm sick of the complaining and the fear-mongering. What y'all scared of? What y'all so damn scared of? I know what my ancestors went through. I know what they had to endure. I know how hard they had to fight. What you think I'm going to be scared of? In the time that we got more of an advantage. Y'all can leave out of here and go wherever y'all want to.
And I think that's very important that people don't understand is that the freedoms we have today will never amount to the lack of freedom that slaves didn't have back in the day. We have so many free. We can go out of the country. You don't even got to live in the U.S. if you don't like what's going on today. You can go choose to live wherever you would like to go. No one's pressuring you to go to work. Nobody's pressuring you to do anything. But I will tell you this, freedom, is not free. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take you being willing to get out of your own way and see the world for what it is and make a better future for those behind you. See, a lot of people look at my conservative thoughts, the ways I look at things, they think I'm Uncle Tom, or they think I don't support Black people. It's not that I don't support Black people. I don't want to wake up every day in a negative mindset living in fear. And I guarantee if you go talk to 10 African Americans right now about what's going on, I would say probably 6 to 7 of those, which will be like 60 to 70%, will be afraid, some negative about Donald Trump. This is going to happen. You don't see what's happening. You're going to F around and find out. That's ignorant. We so ignorant too. Then we make jokes about everything. See, I told you guys you're going to F around and find out. Well, you're in that same group too, right? That's what baffles me too. We are so against people thinking different from us that we will go out on social media. We'll go out here and judge another person who looks just like us and put them down because they don't think like us. Or you act like you're not going to F around and find out. You act like you're not in the same boat as all African Americans. Like, what makes you more esteemed than the next African American? So it's very unique to me. We live in a world today where some people act like things are above them or beneath them, and it's not going to affect them, but it's going to affect everyone. Everything in the world affects everyone. There's DEI actually helped more white or Caucasian women than any other race. If you go look up the stats, African Americans were the last people to benefit. We're coming last to benefit from the DEI. So when we sit out here and complain about DEI, why are you complaining? It doesn't matter that you're a veteran. It doesn't matter that you disability, because none of that stuff, if you were Black, was going to help you anyway. You were last to be helped anyway. But stats don't matter, I guess. Numbers lie, I guess. I don't know. But we live in a world today where people are so against the truth that they would rather live in their own lie. They'll rather live in fear. All these planes crashing and stuff, guys, that's a distraction. Pay attention to the big move that's about to happen. So,
ain't a single person in here got a shackle or a chain on. But we sit up here acting scared. Like we can't take care of our own damn problems. It's time to cut that out. It's time to get to it. It's time to get to it. This world is full of distractions. Full of distractions. Every single day they throw in your face. Every single day they throw distractions in your face to take you away from your accountability and your responsibility to yourself and your people and your community. We so busy worried about everybody else. Worried about the white man, the green man, the purple man, the orange man. Instead of worrying about our own goddamn communities. Malcolm X said,
That's powerful right there. He said, Malcolm X said, we deep out in the middle of the ocean, can't swim, but we're worried about people in the bathtub that can't swim, where they can easily just stand up. And that's what I say all the time. So I'm a big component of that. If you want to solve problems within your community, when I say your community, that means the Hispanic community, African American community, white community, whatever it is, you have to do that individually with your people. See, nobody's going to say nothing, but you see that Hispanic man sitting up there in the front row? He shouldn't be in there because his fight is not the same fight that we have. And just like if there was a room full of Hispanics, I shouldn't be in there. We are becoming a point in time where we have to save ourselves. That was my slogan. If any of you guys looked at my story, I think I talked about it January the 2nd or 3rd of this new year. It was about save yourself. This year is all about saving yourself. And that doesn't mean that you're selfish. That just means that you can't stay in bondage because other people don't see the light. Don't be like the kids in Israel. Don't be like the people in Israel that didn't want to get to the promised land. Every time they complained about something, they got more of it and they complained about something else. That's what we're doing in today's world. We have black doctors, black billionaires, black millionaires, black coaches. We have black anywhere you look around, there's a black person either in charge somewhere in that environment or have been in that environment. But we still will complain about how many are there. We still will complain that this person didn't get chosen to be there, instead of just focusing on, hey, we're there. You know what I mean? We're there. That's what matters the most, that we're there. We're there, we're in the room, and we're present.
We in the middle of the ocean worried about somebody in a damn tub. Oh, well, these people over here, they need, nah, dog. They're going to have to pull themselves up by the motherfucking bootstrap like we've been having to do for the past 500 goddamn years. Sick of us taking on the world's distractions and not focusing in on what we need to be focused in on as people. Right now in Detroit, for instance.
So he goes on to talk about some issues that personally deal with Detroit and what they're going through. So I'm not gonna keep y'all through all of that just because I'm not too familiar with everything that's going on in Detroit. And if I can't speak on it, I don't want to act like I can speak on it. With that being said, I highly encourage people. First of all, I am going to link their profile from Instagram down in the description. It's New Era of Detroit. I like the brother. I like what he's saying. Even though he talks a lot about ancestors and slavery, I think it's kind of one of those talking points that a lot of black people feel like they have to say just to keep black people involved, just to keep them in tune to the conversation. With that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with this. There's a book called Alchemist. And in that book, Alchemist, the man tells you to tell the world what you want and it will conspire to bring it to you. And I live off of that. The power of the tongue is a double-edged sword. It can kill you or it can speak life into you. And every day I choose to speak life into myself, the people around me, my family, my friends, regardless if they like what I'm saying or not. I'm speaking life. Because we can be as negative as we want about who's the president, the terminology that he uses. You could be so focused on that, but some of y'all go to these same black churches that you be going to since you were little kids, who's just been taking your money, not doing anything in society, preaching the same old word to you to condemn you and this and that, and you're not getting any new food, no milk. You still drinking milk and not eating the food. You're not getting any substance. And if you continue to go through life taking straps, taking what people push off the table, that's how life is going to be for you. But the moment you choose to say, hey, I'm not going to deal with this, I'm not going to put myself in the basket of everyone else, I guarantee you will see your life change in front of your eyes. Just because I have conservative thoughts, that doesn't mean I don't think I'm black. I just know that the world out here, I can do anything that I want to do if I put my mind to it. And to some people, it might look like, oh, you got to work a little bit harder. Well, if you feel that way, that's fine. But you got to think about those people who did what you're trying to do in front of you and never came back to get you, or never came back to provide you with the information on how they got there. So it's not that we have to work harder. It's that the people who got there before us never reached back. And that's one thing that the other communities do. They reach back, just like Mexicans, right? That's why they all wanted to come over here. They'll live in a house all together. Somebody will get citizenship, and then they'll go get the other people, and they'll do this rotation of bringing people over, people getting their citizenship. It's because they reach back. We as African Americans do not reach back. We get to a higher level and we stop. We forget about everybody who got us there. We forget about all the people who remembered us when we were broke, busted, and disgusted. But I'm gonna tell you today: get off the boat, get off the plantation. There's no shackles on you anymore. Everything that you choose to do is up to you. So, as I always tell you guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. God loves you, which is most importantly. I love you. You're beautiful, and your boy's out. Let go.